Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and it is time for my May Bujo briefing. I know we are not that far into May, but I am so behind. Ever since our sweet little baby Sylvia June joined us on April 22nd, I have not been paying much attention to my bullet journal or my reading journal. So I figured now that I'm on maternity leave and I'm only home with a little 2-week-old, I could update these. I have updated them in the last couple of days, but really I haven't worked on my reading journal at all. So today we're going to do like normal. I'm going to look at my regular everyday bullet journal, and then we'll jump into my reading journal and make the updates that we need to do. So we will put the reading journal aside for now and open up the everyday journal. I don't think I have any updates on my 25 goals in 2025. I'm just zooming in here a little bit. So we'll skip past that. I need to figure out what kind of videos I am coming out with on YouTube, but I knew the Bujo briefing needed to happen, so here we are. Let's jump ahead. I don't know if you got to see the last of April, but we did do this cute little pastel baby theme. So I'll just flip through these. Again, you can see my question marks here, because who knows what happened at the end of the month with a newborn. But it was fun to see this pattern shape up. I read 12 books in April, which was pretty good. I did not finish my TBR for the month, but I still read 12 books, so that was good. And then here are the weeklies from April. I think I did show you, May, that I am taking a page from Escape the Readathon and doing a like travel themed May setup. So here that is, with these bright fun colors matching the stickers that I had here. So we need to do some work here. Just updating the habit tracker. Getting all my colors out. Where's the green? Here it is. So today is May 8th when I'm filming this, which means I need to check in with May 7th. I didn't move my body yesterday. It's my monthly challenge for May to move my body 20 minutes a day. And I'm not saying it needs to be rigorous activity because I just gave birth. I need to probably keep it to a minimum, but I still want to move in some way, whether that's stretching or a light yoga practice or walking for 20 minutes. But I did not do that yesterday, so we will say not complete. We also did not walk the dogs yesterday. I am very behind on my podcasts. I don't know if you can see this. I should zoom in. I'm very behind on my podcast listening because Sylvia was born on a Tuesday, and that's when I listened to my Tuesday podcast. I kind of have missed since then. So I should really do a day of catching up on podcasts, but I'm very into listening to audiobooks right now because of Escape the Readathon, and I'm trying to read as much as I can. So podcasts, I'll catch up eventually. I did check in with our budget yesterday and today, I should say. I did not, did I post to my patrons yesterday? I don't think so. So we're going to say no for that. I'm working on YouTube right now. I also worked on an exclusive vlog yesterday for my patrons, so maybe that should have been there, but we'll count it as YouTube. Yesterday I definitely read 100 pages. I did post on Instagram. I did do the strategy of pairing. That's what this little headphone is for, where I listen to an audiobook and do some sort of activity to clean up our home at the same time. The kids did go to bed. Oh, last night. I actually fell asleep with them because I'm so tired. So yes, they went to sleep on their own, but I was sleeping before they were. And I did go to bed by 10:30 because I fell asleep along with the children. Okay. As far as cleaning yesterday, we have been out of the habit of making our bed, so that's too bad. But we did do the dishes, counter, I did some laundry, did some tidying. I don't believe we swept yesterday. And as far as the weekly cleaning, these set of cleaning tasks I'm supposed to do once a week, and these little boxes here markate when I'm supposed to do them. So like I should have done all of these bathroom things on Tuesday. I did not. Hopefully I can get them done sometime this week, but we're just living day by day for now. And if you hadn't figured out by now, blue means I did not do the task, yellow means I did. So we're a little bit behind. I forgot to color these in. If I colored them in orange, that means that I did complete my goal. These are my health goals over here. Did I sleep for more than 6.5 hours? That's really probably not going to happen much unless I take naps or go to bed super early. Did I exercise for more than 20 minutes? Again, that's moving my body for 20 minutes. Did I take more than 6,000 steps a day? And did I keep my screen time down? Screen time is a huge problem when I'm breastfeeding because I either listen to an audiobook and play a game or watch videos on my phone. So that screen time is really, really high. I need to check my phone for some of these numbers. So bear with me for a second. I did not walk yesterday, which I was bummed about, but I still managed to get my steps in. Don't know how that happened, but I did. Screen time, I'm really outing myself on this because it's a lot. 6 hours and 56 minutes. And again, most of that is YouTube or I'm playing a game. I've been into this math crossword game lately. I'm a nerd. We've established that already. All right, and sleep-wise, I did get 5 hours and 24 minutes of sleep last night. Sylvia is doing great sleeping. She is giving us like 3-hour stretches, which is really, really great. She's a rock star. But it's hard for me. Well, I shouldn't say it's hard for me. I can get back to sleep just fine. But our other kids are not sleeping the greatest either, so I'm having to deal with that and feeding Sylvia throughout the night. All right, I think that's all we can update here. As far as my reading trackers, sorry, we are zoomed in now. As far as reading goes, I didn't make any progress in The People We Keep yesterday. And shoot, I left my copy of The Hunger Games upstairs. So I don't know how far I got in The Hunger Games yesterday. I'm rereading The Hunger Games to prepare for reading Sunrise on the Reaping this month. And it's going slow because it's my physical read and I fall asleep if I ever try to read physically. But hopefully I can get through that series this month. That really is my only physical reading that needs to be done. I have audiobooks of all of the other books that I need to read. I did start As Good as Dead yesterday because my audiobook loan was going to go away. So I got 57% of the way through As Good as Dead. There's that 57. And I'm hoping I can finish As Good as Dead today and possibly finish The People We Keep today as well. I'm doing lots of audiobook listening while I feed Sylvia and while I'm just trying to maintain our household. So this was read on the 7th. I'll have to come in and put how far I got in The Hunger Games some other time. And then here's my weekly plans. Not much has happened. Sylvia had her 2-week doctor appointment yesterday. She is up 3 ounces from birth, which is great because she was down almost a whole pound from birth. So she's doing great, and we got the go-ahead from the pediatrician to let her sleep in the nighttime. as long as she wants to. We don't have to wake her, which is nice. Last night we splurged a little bit and went to Dairy Queen for dinner, so I'm putting that there. Tonight we are going to have an egg bake. Is all of this necessary to write down? Probably not, because I'm just, you know, at home every day, but it's nice for my sanity. And I think that's where we're at. I did want to put some things down that I did yesterday, because that's always fun to just write them and then immediately mark them off. So I was able to apply for our property tax refund that had been sitting on our counter for a while. And when I was cleaning off our counter yesterday, I found the paperwork and was able to turn that in. Otherwise, I think that's it. So, good enough for my regular journal. I'm gonna have to zoom you out now because we'll get back to the reading journal, which is a little larger. I guess not that much larger. There we go. Okay, so yesterday when I looked at my reading journal, I did put in my last April book, which I did not do since the end of April. And then I started my May books, but I didn't like do all of these pages for the May books. So I just need to write The Last Passenger here. That was my last book read in April. Really great Titanic book. And then as far as these three that I read in May, the 3-star, I color code them by star rating. Here is the star rating little tip in here. You can see that. So did I just put my book in my coffee? Probably. The 3-star I read was Key Player by Kelly Yang. This is in the Front Desk series. Key Player was just fine for me. And then the 2 4-stars I read were Promised Neverland, volumes 19 and 20. Which means I completed the Promised Neverland manga series, which feels phenomenal. Okay, let's go to the little reading and review. So like I said, I did do that last April book. I did The Last Passenger, but I have to do Key Player and the 2 Promised Neverlands. So Key Player was an audiobook. She is a BIPOC author, female. I gave it 3 stars. There was LGBTQ plus rep. I know it's technically a historical because it's taking place in the past, but I count it as a contemporary in my brain for some reason. What year did that come out? We'll go ahead and mark that it's a middle grade. And I will look quick what year Key Player came out. 2022. A fairly recent release. Okay, and then for the Promised Neverland books, here they are, just for reference. I read 19 and 20 in May, so I read them both physically. Tick tick. They're male authors, they're BIPOC, and they're from Japan, so we'll put not American. I gave them both 4 stars. There is not any LGBTQ plus rep. I call these fantasy. They're kind of horror too, but I put them in the fantasy category. They both came out in 2020 in the US at least, and I've been calling these YA for the whole series, so I marked those there. I have been trying to decide if I'm going to put soft DNFs on this page. I don't think so. In April/May, I soft DNF'd The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I am going to return to it, so I don't think I'm going to put it on this list of DNFs. As far as book clubs, I don't have anything to update here. Our May book club pick for the Patreon that I run is Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson, so I need to print out a cover and put that there. If you're interested in joining my Patreon, the link is always down below in my description box. We have book clubs, exclusive posts, all sorts of fun stuff. Reading sprints, the list goes on. As far as my Honeybee book club, this is the book club I have with my friends from college. We are going to discuss Dinner for Vampires in a week here, and I already read this book. before we decided to use it as a book club choice, and I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. We can reference. When did I read that? I think it was this year. I guess not. When the heck did I read that? Have to check the Goodreads again, I guess. Oh, it was in December. And I gave it 4.5 stars. So good thing I checked. There we go. I'm close to finishing The People We Keep. I feel like it's gonna be a 4 star, maybe 3.5, but we will see. On my series tracker, we get to update some things. So I read Key Player, which is in the Front Desk series. It's the 4th book. Phenomenal. And then The Promised Neverland, I read both 19 and 20 to complete the series. Wahoo! So now I've completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 series this year and DNF'd 2. So 10 series off of my list. That's phenomenal. Here I just track how many books I read and the genre of them. So far, January through April, I read 90 books. And now I need to add my 91st, 92nd, and 93rd. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of these numbers though, so that we're ready to add future books. Okay, and as I said, I count the Front Desk series as contemporary. I know that's probably wrong, but it feels very contemporary to me. Of course, the ink spread there, but whatever. And then for the fantasy manga series, I do a little outline in gray, which either tells me it's graphic novel or manga, and then I'll fill it in with purple for fantasy. I read, I think 15 volumes of The Promised Neverland this year. And you can see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 maybe I read, I guess. Okay. Next up, what do we have? Nothing to update on the TBR to 200 tracker. Nothing to update on the self-destruct page. I am falling behind on my buzzword challenge. I was supposed to read We Could Be Rats and Say You'll Remember Me for the April buzzwords. Did not happen. So we'll see if I can read those to catch up in April, and then I also have to do the May buzzwords. Nothing to write in the Book of the Month tracker. Key Player, so the K is already filled and The Promised Neverland is already filled. I'm still missing E, J, and Y on my A to Z challenge. Okay, I mark off a box in the series takedown once I finish a series. And I did indeed finish the Promised Neverland series, so I need to mark one of these off. I wouldn't say it's a favorite author. I've never read anything else by Kaiju Shirai. Questionable, possibly. Questionable for me because it's a manga and I had never really tried manga when I started it, so I could use that one. I could use Finish a Series. It's not dual or multi-POV really. It's not a 5 rating series. I wouldn't necessarily call them pretty covers, and I wouldn't call it a TBR vet for series for me. I might do the questionable just because Finish a Series I'm leaving open for any random one. So let's do questionable because I'm not the biggest fantasy horror manga reader. And then what I do here is I flip this up and I write the series title. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 series complete. Or up to date, because I put the Empyrean on here and I put Spy Family on here. Okay, now we can move ahead to April. Like I said, I updated April yesterday, so The Last Passenger was my last book in April. The only thing I have to do yet is the stats page, but I need to do some printing and planning for the pie charts that I add in, so I'm not going to do that today with you, but we can work on setting up May. I started setting up May yesterday, but did not finish. You know, duty called. So we can go ahead and put the days here. On this side, I usually put my deck of TBR and all the books I read, plus a little section up here for books bought. Here I can show you how April was, as you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I had a 6-book deck of TBR, so I'm leaving enough spots for 6 there. And I always can never remember this count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in. Alright, I'm going to quickly fill in what I got for my deck of TBR. Like I said, I got 6 books. And I didn't mark what my last card was. It was a TBR jar, which I think was a queen. Can't remember what suit, but good enough. If you'd like to see how I chose all these books, I will link my deck of TBR video up above. My patron Alyssa gave me this recommendation, The Kitchen House. I had The Promised Neverland on here as a series pick, and I already completed that. I'm reading As Good as Dead. Bookwoman's Daughter. I've read 1, 2, 3 books. How I use this calendar over here is I mark when I read the book. So I actually started Key Player the day before May started, but I did finish it on the 1st, and I read the majority of it actually in May. And then I believe I read The Promised Neverland like that, at least the first, or the 19th volume, and then the 20th volume I think I read like that. Okay, I've got those filled in. I also started The People We Keep on the 3rd, so we'll leave that one blank for now, but I hopefully will finish it today. And then I started The Hunger Games on the 4th, so we can put that one right there. And I'm also still reading that one, so we'll leave those lines without an end. But hopefully I could finish them soon. Oh, and when did I start As Good as Dead? I started As Good as Dead yesterday. So we can do that. There. I'm in the middle of 3 books right now. Okay. And then we need to set up my Escape the Readathon page. I had printed these before baby even came, and so I'm gonna just use what I've got. These are from various people on the Discord, and then this is the actual logo from Lexi. So I think I don't know, I'm not gonna make it too fancy because we're already a third of the way through the month basically, and I feel like I've already missed out on setting up a super fancy spread. So, Escape the Readathon has been super fun so far. The hackers team, I think, is doing pretty dang well. So we're gonna put that there. If you don't know about this readathon, I will link Lexi's announcement video down below, but it's a fun readathon. Things are constantly changing and shifting. There are 4 different teams, and we are trying to, I don't know if we're trying to escape the cruise ship or we're trying to figure out the murderer on the cruise ship, but there are 6 locked rooms, and we're trying to get in, and then once you get in these rooms, the dining room, the bar, the theater, pool, arcade, and gym and spa, then there are various games and activities you have to do within the room. And it's all reading related, of course. So it's been very fun so far. I've submitted my 3 books for various rooms / games. And yeah, I don't want to give up too much information to the other teams if you're watching this. But I would say the hackers are doing pretty well. Alright, I thought I could do something like this. Obviously, I don't know how to cut a circle. Look at that, that's horrendous. Okay, and then I think here I'm going to put the rooms once we've unlocked them and the prompts that they give us, or maybe that'll bleed off into here. I don't know. I might put a tip in, but I'm not going to fill in anything right now just to keep the mystery alive as to what rooms the hackers have unlocked and what games we've played. So then here is where we'll put the first of the reviews. I always split the page in 2. And we put the reviews here. I do not have a picture for Key Player, or wait, is that what it's called? Key Player? Yeah, the Kelly Yang book. So just for now, I'm gonna put this in the spot of where it would be and put the star rating. What color is my star rating gonna be in? Probably green. And I'll write my little review. Okay, then we have 19 and 20 of the Promised Neverland books. My daughter completely crumpled up this piece of paper the other day. So we'll put in crumpled book covers. Okay, so that is where we're going to end it for today. I feel good. I finally got caught up in this reading journal after taking a huge break from it, but also feeling good about where I am in my everyday journal too. So Let me know how your May is going so far, and are you participating in Escape the Readathon? What team are you on, and how is the readathon going for you so far? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!